All right, who is ready? Who is ready? I will wait for another 2 to 3 minutes or maybe 5 minutes to get everyone rolling in. And I want to see if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Type yes in the chat. If you can see me loud and clear, type yes in the chat. So this meeting has been live streamed basically to my Facebook group and my profile and also LinkedIn and YouTube, right? So if you guys are here, basically you can see me loud and clear. You can see me nice and smooth. Put in yes in the chat. All right. Okay, let's wait for another couple minutes until we can see everyone start rolling in. I'll give you guys 5 minutes, so we'll start after that. So put in the chat if you are here, where you are from, where you're from. Put in the chat, what time is it for you? I can see a lot of people start joining from many countries. So it is global, exciting, exciting. I can see some people maybe in nighttime, some people in morning time, some people in evening time. I don't know. But put in the chat, what time is it for you there? Where are you from? I want to see. Where are you from? What time is it for you there? I want to see. Put in the chat wherever you are right now, maybe on Facebook, or maybe you're in uh YouTube, or maybe in LinkedIn. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Type yes in the chat and let me know where you're from. I want to see you guys. Okay, so please make sure you put it in chat so I can see you. I cannot really see the chat yet. Let me connect chat right now so I can. If you guys are curious, basically I have this uh program, this app basically that is live streaming to all the platforms so you guys can see me. So if you can see me again, type yes in the chat. If you can see me, type yes in the chat so I can understand and see where you guys from. Type what time is it and where you from. Okay, I'll give you another 2 minutes now so everyone can start coming and joining in. If you're on the Zoom right now, please mute yourself. So there are a couple of my students that joining from the Zoom right now. So if you guys want to know how can I join Zoom? How can I be in one of the students that you're teaching? So DM me first, and we'll talk about it. So okay, let me just give another 2 minutes for you guys to rolling in, and we can start this training today. All right. Who is excited? Who is excited? Type yes in the chat if you're excited, if you really want to start earning money that you want by closing more deals and understanding how you can set more appointments. Type excited in the chat. Type excited in the chat. All right. I'm looking at you guys. If you're in the Zoom right now, please mute yourself because I can hear some background sound. Wow. Okay. Can hear some background sound. Okay. If you're here, okay, I can see some people from Dubai. Okay, good. Can see some people from US. Okay. Okay, some people. So in US, it must be evening time, right? Regardless where you're at. But I can feel that you are in evening time because I have a couple of clients that I'm working with. They're in US and Canada. So I know the time zone pretty well. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. Are you guys ready? Who is ready? Type yes in the chat. If you guys ready, excited, type yes in the chat. This is something that I always tell my student that when you are in the Zoom meeting, always mute yourself because you guys have background sound. I can hear some chicken chicken rooster, even some music at the background. Please mute yourself. Make sure that you are in a conducive environment and make sure that you are focused for today training because it's going to be very, very interesting. Interesting training. Okay, how many of you know the training for today? What is the topic for today's training? Put in the chat. If you know what we are going to talk about, put in the chat what we are going to deep diving today. Okay, I want to see. Okay, I want to see. All right. Okay, let me just put in right now. Let me just share my screen so you guys can see. Okay, so we are going to talk about how that we can find pain points in conversation with strangers. Okay. I want to emphasize the word with strangers. Why is that? Because how many of you here have been doing inbound sales? Like people are looking for you already, looking for the solution, and they kind of just want to get some question answered and then they want to buy. Or they have some objections about the product or service that you're selling, and then they just need to have some clarification and they're ready to buy. So there's already some buying intent behind what they want, right? And if you are doing that kind of sales, type me in the chat. If you've already been talking to a lot of people that they already have some buying intent, they're already interested, they already have some pre-interest before, type me in the chat if you're talking to those people. Let me see. Okay, let me see if you're talking to those people. Okay, if you're talking to those people that already pre-interested, they already want to get ready to buy, and you just overcome some of the objections, right? That is not fully outreach, right? Maybe there's like warm outreach, but a lot of people getting that as inbound. People who already comes to the calendar, they come in that they want to buy the product. They just need to handle some technical, logistical, some problems, some objections, and they're ready to buy, right? That is more in the inbound side. But now I'm going to talk about how can you dig pain points from the outbound. How can you dig pain points from the outreach? How can you reaching out to people, knowing their information, even dig their pain, and understanding what the problems are? That is even more challenging, right? They don't want to talk to you at the first, right? And now you need to dig their pains. Now that is more challenging. And today that's what exactly we are going to deep dive. And I want you guys to pay full attention because this is going to be something that is either you make it or you don't make it. Okay. What does it mean is that if you are able to grasp what I'm going to tell you today, you're going to fully understand what exactly is the next step you're going to do. What is the closing line that you can say? What is the pitch that you can throw? Because you already know about the problems, right? But if you don't know about that, then it's going to be complete blank situation for you. Okay. And people will just reject you and ignoring you. Okay. So let's get started. Let me just share my screen and let me know if you guys can see my screen. Okay. Give me just 1 second. Oh, it's always like this with all the software and stuff, right? Okay, so let me get you this share screen. Okay. I'm sharing my screen right now. If you guys can see my screen, let me know because I'm not sure if you guys can see it. There is some error. Let me see. Let me see what is the error about. Okay. All right, cool. So, oops, I think I'm sharing the wrong screen. Let me just reshare and let me know if you can see it correctly. Okay, tell me, guys, what is on your screen right now? What you're looking at? Because I'm not sure if I'm sharing the right screen, but I just want to make sure that you guys see the right presentation. If not, it's going to lead you guys to the other direction, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are in the right direction. Okay, so put yes in the chat if you can see my screen. Is about how to find pain points in your conversation with a complete stranger. Okay, how many of you can see that? You can see that loud and clear. Put yes in the chat. If you can see this, put yes in the chat. Okay. So I want to share what are the top 3 hidden secret framework to get their pain points effortlessly. Because here's the thing, guys, like I already mentioned to you guys, right? If you are just keep talking about how to find pain points, but maybe you can ask the right question that can give them some good insight, like what the problem is. But at the same time, if you're doing outbound, that makes it more challenging. So there are 3 hidden secret framework that I never shared this before. And this 3 framework is something you can follow easily. It's not going to be like very hard. And of course, you need to take some time to understand what is that exactly and implement it so you can get some results. But doesn't mean it will take you like 1 month to get there. So it will just take you, I think, about 1 hour from now. I want to go a bit fast so you guys can see and understand what you can do with it. But here's the thing. I want you to fully understand the concept of this, right? Because if you don't, like I mentioned, either you make it or you don't. Okay. So don't worry, just enjoy the ride. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to invite you guys for my upcoming live workshop. I'm going to hold you by hands, understanding what kind of things that you need to do in order to have best conversation with your prospect. But don't worry, just enjoy the ride because it's all starts from you. Okay. So you might be thinking that, okay, how to find the problems, how to find the pain points from my prospect. It's all about the prospect, right? No, it's actually start from you. And I'll give you the secret. This is the secret number one. Okay. And I'll go into more details about this. But before that, let's break the myth first. Okay. What are the myths behind digging pain points? So put in chat, what are the myths behind pain points? What do you believe so far when finding pain points? What do you know about the myth behind it? This is a false belief, that is lingering in the marketplace. Put in chat, what do you believe about asking pain points, about getting to know about other people, problems, and pain points? Put in the chat. Could be anything. Could be anything. Could be things that you believe since you start sales, since you haven't get traction. Like what kind of myth, what kind of belief that you have about asking pain question, about asking problem question? Put in the chat. Put in the chat. I want to see. I want to see. Put in the chat. Put in the chat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There's some scary things going on, right? Because you're scared that people can see that you're trying to qualify them. Yeah, good. Because people can sense it, right? Like, why are you asking this question? Are you trying to get something from me? Are you trying to dig my pain points, right? People know, right? Especially if you are talking to like business owners, right? And people who are more in the higher state, that they already know that they know how to do sales themselves. And when you ask that kind of question, they know that you are just digging their pain points, right? And you're kind of scared with that. This is like the majority of the problems when you're dealing with a lot of, even if you are talking to another salesperson, right? And you know that, oh, this person is trying to dig my pain points, dig my problems. I will not answer it. I'll ignore it, right? How many of you know that? How many of you know that? Okay. Yeah, that's one of it, right? And how that you gain the trust, because sometimes when you ask the wrong question, when you are dealing with the pain points, what happened? You lose the trust, you break the bond, there is no rapport building up, right? And then you're also being ignored, and the person don't want to talk to you anymore, right? That costing you a lead, they costing you harm, right? Rather than good, because you're asking the wrong question at the wrong time, right? It's like personal question to ask problem. Yeah, exactly, right? So when you can ask the right question, then you will understand what the problem is. But most people, they have been asking the wrong question. That's why they don't really know how to go deeper. Not even talking about deeper, they just kind of stuck with a surface problem and they cannot go anywhere with that. They don't even know how to leverage the conversation, right? So that's most common problems. But let's break the myth. This is the myth that what other people have been saying. If you have been talking about sales, and if you have been taking some of the sales course before, this is the myth, okay? A lot of guru, a lot of coaches, they're all selling, oh, you got to go deep enough to level 3 pain points to close the deal, right? How many of you heard that before? You need to go to level 3, the deepest pain ever, let someone cry, and then they will buy from you. How many of you heard that before? Put me in the chat. Put me in the chat. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. If you haven't have heard this before, right? And this is something that a lot of people have been talking about, like, oh, you not get to the level 3 points, you cannot close the deal, right? Especially with the high ticket sales, right? Oh, you cannot go to the level 3 pain points, that they're just in the surface level. They cannot go with your service, product and service, right? Well, that's the myth, right? What is the truth? What is the truth behind this? The truth is, do you need to go until level 3? Do you need to make everyone cry until they can buy? Last time I did, believe it or not, when I was having a high ticket sales, when I was only doing inbound back then, I was getting people until they cry. Like that's literally in the level 3 point. So you pain points, right? They cry, they sad until they go emotional, and then sometimes they buy, sometimes they're not. Like it's not necessary. Yes, emotion is involved. That is the key. Emotion has to be involved, right? If you don't have emotion going on in the sales conversation, that you're having a hard time to close the deal because they just not resonate with what you're offering. And write this down. People forget everything that you say in the sales conversation, except their emotion. Write this down. People will forget everything you say in the sales conversation, except their emotions. Okay? Why is that? Why is that? Because emotion is deep, right? Emotion is what makes human, right? If you don't have emotion, maybe you're not human. It's weird to say, but you human created by a very strong emotion bond, right? When you're born in this world, what is the first thing that you do? How many of you remember? I don't know if you remember when you're born to this world, what is the first thing that you do? Cry. Exactly, right? You cry. Is that crying is emotion? Yeah, right? Because what? Because everything starts from emotion, right? You do everything in life. Think about it. You do everything in life. Rarely you base it on your logic, right? That's why emotion is the big part to get into the pain point. And why is it called pain points? Because it's painful, right? Why is it painful? Because there are emotion, right? So the first thing you gotta know is that it's not necessary to go to level 3 pain points, but you need to have some certain kind of emotion that is going on a call, on the DMs, on the conversation you have with the prospect, right? If you don't have that, then you will struggle to close the deal, right? That's the first myth, right? How many of you can relate to this? Type yes in the chat. You can relate to this, type yes in the chat, right? Yeah, 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 correct. Yeah, exactly. Yes, good. So this is the first thing that actually a lot of people kind of like still struggling with. They thought like, oh, I have to go very deep to the level 3, but not exactly, right? Then what is the second thing? Second thing is a lot of people hesitate, right? And hesitate to ask the pain point question or problem question or on DM or calls because it's weird, right? How many of you feel that? Oh, I don't know how to ask the question to get the pain points of the problem because it's weird. Type me in the chat. If you feel that way, type me in the chat. Like, should I ask the question or is it too weird to ask that kind of question, right? Sometimes there's something going on in your mindset and kind of like, yeah, it's weird. Maybe I shouldn't ask this, right? Like, that's the myth. Here's the truth. What is the truth? What is the truth? You need to overcome that yourself, right? If someone asks that question to you and you feel weird about it, that means it starts from you. You are the one who make it weird. Okay? Not the person, no, but you're the one who make it weird. But if you are able to ask great question again, you ask the right question at the right time, you'll be able to overcome that awkward or weird feeling. It's not exactly weird. It is something that because you're uncomfortable when you ask that question. So it makes the question sound very weird. I'll go into deeper in a while about this, okay? But this is the belief that a lot of people have, right? How many of you can relate? You feel this way? Type me in the chat. Type me in the chat. Yeah. And then this is another belief, right? You will get ignored and rejected when asking weird question about their pain points. This is what after you ask the weird question about that pain points, and then you'll get rejected, right? The person will sleep looking at your message, right? This person want to try to dig my pain points. I will not reveal it for sure, right? How many of you can feel that way? Can relate to this? Tell me. If you saw these symptoms, meaning that you have that myth, that belief going on inside of you, that is not true. Okay, this is not true, guys. This is just illusion. When you are having this kind of illusion, it will control you. So you afraid, you fear, you don't know how to ask the question, right? That is affecting a lot with your mindset, right? That is messing a lot with that. So let me ask you this question. What if I can show you exactly the 3 secrets so you can be in total control of your earnings? Meaning that you can understand how to ask the pain question that lead to the closing, to the close, to the sale, right? How many of you want this? Type me in the chat. If you want this, type me in the chat. Type me in the chat. Okay, good, good. Now, here's the truth, right? If you are able to ask pain questions and let them tell the deeper secrets with you without you pushing them, you will make that money. Okay, you will make that money. So put in your notes, the keyword is comfortable. Comfortable. The keyword is comfortable. If you can be comfortable enough asking the right question at the right time, you will not only reveal the pain points, the problem, but you also will understand what you can do with that. Okay, let me repeat that. If you're comfortable enough to ask the right question at the right time, you will not only revealing the pain points, the problems, but you also know what to do with that. And that is the biggest thing. What happened? What do you think? Put in the chat. I want to ask you guys a question. Put in the chat. What do you think if someone asks you about your problem, but they don't solve it? What does it call? If they ask you pain questions, but they didn't give you solution, they didn't give you advice, what does it call? Put in the chat. Put in the chat. I want to see. They waste my time. Not exactly, not exactly wasting time, but even more worse than that. You know what? It's called mean, right? It's like it's like they're carrying a knife, digging your wound, and then let it dry by itself without putting any medication, right? It's because they don't know what to do with that. But if you're comfortable enough to ask the right question at the right time, then you will be able to understand the truth. You'll be able to help them. You'll be able to give that medicine to them as the bridge to solve that pain points, that problems, right? But if you don't, that you are a mean person, that you're just able to dig the pain without solution, without giving them the the thing that can solve their pains or their problems, right? That is working hand in hand. So it always have to work that way. Okay. So what we'll be investing today? Number one is the foundation, right? So number two is the top 3 hidden secrets, how that you can get to the pain points. And we are going to practice a bit of role plays. If you guys here, we still have some time, we can do some role plays. And then the recap for the next step. Okay. So I don't want to waste another time. We already been almost 30 minutes going in. Can you guys imagine almost 30 minutes going into the conversation already? Almost 30 minutes, guy. So fast, right? So first, let me ask you a question. Okay, you ready? Type ready in chat. If you're ready, type ready in the chat. If you're ready, type ready in the chat. Okay. All right. Is it hard to ask pain point questions and understanding other people's problems? Is it hard for you to ask pain point questions and understanding other people's problem? Drop me a scale 1 to 10. 1 is easy, like I can just do it with my eyes closed, and I can do it with my ear closed. I don't know if you can do it, but it's just so easy. Type 1 in the chat. If you are do it very hard, like that's the hardest question that I should ask on the thing, like type 10, right? But in between, you can type 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on how hard you are. Like 1 is being very easy, 10 is being super, super hard to ask that question. Okay? 1 is being very easy, 10 is being very, very hard to ask that question. Okay, type in the chat. Type in the chat. Okay, I want to see 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 6, 5, 6, 6. Okay. Okay, nobody answering 10. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. This is hard, right? To ask pain questions. But if you know how to do this correctly, is it going to be easy? Type yes or no. If you know how to ask the right question at the right time, do you think asking pain question will be easy? Will be easier. Okay, easier. Okay, not completely easy, but easier, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Because you know not only the question that you need to ask, but what? Another variable is time. If you're asking at the wrong time, what you will get? What you'll get? If you're asking the right question at the wrong time, what you will get? What? Put in the chat. A rejection, right? Yeah, you get ignorance, right? Because people are knowing that you are asking that kind of question, but it's the wrong time. Like imagine if you're just doing some outreach and reaching out to someone and you ask one person about their problem. Hey, what kind of problem are you dealing with by doing your fitness coach right now? Like the person will not answer you because the person don't know you, like you don't know the person, there's no trust built, and you ask the problem question directly. like the person will ignore you directly, right? That's what happened. Now, a lot of you answer more than 5, right? Or at least 5. Now, let me ask the second question. Is that even harder to ask pain point question with a complete stranger from outreach? Now, drop me another scale from 1 to 10. Is it even harder to ask pain point question from a complete stranger from outreach? Tell me from 1 to 10. Tell me from 1 to 10, right? This is like your first time meeting the person and you want to ask that problem question. Is it even harder? What scale? Put a number. Okay, now we're talking, right? Now we are talking. Like if you already been like a friends, right? And you want to kind of ask some problem question, maybe that's that hard. Like maybe 6, 7, yeah, that's right, right? But if you are talking with a stranger, a complete person that you never met before, maybe you use DM or maybe you're calling someone, right? And you want to dig the pain points at the same time on that call or on that DM. Is that going to be harder? Yes, right? Now I see some tens right now, right? This is exactly what the game that we are playing is exactly if you want to be good in setting appointments or closing that deals, making that money, you need to be able to do this, right? And here's the reality, guys. The reality is a lot of people have been doing it like this. What is this? Put in the chat. What is this? What is this? Put in the chat. A lot of people have been doing to finding the pain points question like this. Yeah, exactly. Gambling, right? Because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to find that pain exactly, right? And you kind of like testing things out and see how it goes, right? And see if it lands or not. Like sometimes yes, sometimes no, sometimes you lose the prospect, sometimes you lose the big fish, right? Because of that. It's literally like gambling. But you need to know why is that outreach? What I'm talking about outreach. A lot of people here, like you guys are so comfortable with inbound, with warm people, right? And not outreach can be warm also, but cold people, like you see, this is the buyer's pyramid, the top 3% and 7%. Those are the warm, the inbound people that they are ready to buy, they're open to buy, they're ready to vote with their money, right? They just need to overcome some of their objections and then they're ready to go, right? Those are the 3 and 7%. The people in the bottom, in the 30%, 30%, 30%, those are the super cold people, right? 30% that not thinking about it yet, 30% that don't think they're interested yet. So the yellow and blue, those are the people who actually we still can target with outreach. And if you adding that numbers up, 30%, 30%, 7%, those are the lost opportunities where inbound sales cannot reach. Where inbound is only waiting for people, depending how good your skill in inbound is, but you will not recoup all the 97% of the equation. Well, actually, if you're doing outreach, you can always recoup almost 97%. 3% is the inbound, right? Even people who are aware they're not interested, they can move up to become someone that may be considering about it because of the time. If you can nurture them, if you know how to reach out to them, if you know when to reach out to them, if you know what question you can ask at the right time, what kind of question that you can ask at that time, you'll be able to get them interested back. And I've proven this concept before when I was working with one big influential guru, and I was able to do something that's called reclose. Reclose means how that you can influence someone from not interested to become interested. It's not because I don't have any other work that have to do that, because we can recoup the lost opportunities of that 90% of people at the down there. We can move them up by time. That you need to come in the right pace, the right time. If you're interested to know more about this, DM me. DM me. I'll show you the way how you can do that. DM me about this. But it's another game of closing, right? Another game of setting. I just want to let you know that we are targeting people more than just 3% of the inbound. We're targeting people almost 90%. Well, at least 67% that we can target with outreach, right? We are proactively reaching out to people without waiting other people to come to us. Make sense? Put in yes in the chat. If you got this concept, if it makes sense, put in yes in the chat. This is exactly where you can come up from that gambling situation. If you know how that you can ask the right question at the right time when you're doing outreach, that is the game changer, right? The second reason, inbound closing is important, but you can see this, my baby, my boy, my 1-year-old son already start learning it. Okay. Inbound closing is important, but it's not that important right now because it's not much a big deal. If the person already comes to you, just to overcome their objection, answer the question, they will come into you, right? This is the big difference. Now, this is the formula, right? Sales outreach plus pain finding question, that is closing deals. So that's why the first thing you got to know is that the two concept of fear and faith, right? A lot of people have been getting this wrongly. Remember when I was talking about starts within you. When you feel uncomfortable asking about question, if you feel uncomfortable asking about pains, because you have not overcome your fear, you're still dwelling with that fear. How many of you love watching movies here? How many of you love watching movies? Put yes in the chat. You know the movie, what was the movie name? I forgot. Um, I don't know if you guys like watching Netflix. There's a movie Avatar in the Netflix, right? And the movie Avatar is like the person in the shadow in the mind of the person. There's like always haunting the girl. And it's like you need to overcome that fear in order for you to change, right? Like that is literally the fear that you need to overcome in order for you to ask the great finding questions, right? If you cannot overcome your fear, that your question is always going to be the surface level. And that's why a lot of people, oh, you need to go to level 3 pains because you need to overcome your fear. If you cannot overcome that fear, you will not be able to ask problem question. You feel weird about it. You feel like, should I ask the question? Because what? Because you have that fear inside of you. That's why the first thing you're going to know is to overcome that fear. And maybe you don't even know it. That is the scariest part. You have that fear and you don't even know it. You have that fear because you have been so fixated with that. I need to close the deals. I need to ask this question. I need to follow the script, right? And maybe some of you have been thinking like, I don't have any fear, but you actually have that fear when you're asking that question. Okay. Let me give you one simple example. How many of you love doing outreach? Nobody. For sure. I don't even love doing outreach myself, right? You get rejection, right? You're tired doing outreach, you have to find the leads, right? It's so tired doing outreach. But it is necessary to recoup 90% of the lost revenue, 67% at least. How much is 67% of your revenue in your business? If we're generating 10,000 right now, 67% is $6,000. Do you want to lose them all? No, right? Then you need to do some outreach. You need to be proactively reaching out to other people rather than just wait for the inbound. And some people have been saying to me, like, yeah, I've been doing inbound and I've been doing great so far. Like, take a look. How long can you be in that situation? Inbound, as far as I know, like generating the ads and then ads booking to your calendar, you close them all. It's just 2 years at least, the max. I know a company that have been generating $300 million in just 3 years, and the fourth year it's going down. Why? Because they don't have outreach strategies. They don't have a sustainable sales and marketing strategy that is harmonic. They have been always waiting for the leads come to them and do the easy thing, which is to close them, right? That's it. You can do that for some period of time, but it's not sustainable. Guys, if you always depending on a platform, you always struggling with entrepreneurship. You need to always understand that you need to have full control on your sales process. That is the real faith. That's the real belief that you can do it even without the help of the platform. If I challenge you today to make a call to a stranger, can you do that without knowing any context about the stranger? But some of you say, I can do that, but is that really the case? Do you have that fear inside of you when you make the call? I can guarantee you have it. I do have it still, like maybe even 1-2%, right? I have zero hesitation on it, but I do still have a fear. It's a normal human being. You always have the fear, but how big your fear is stopping you? If you are overcoming that fear already, you know what to ask, you know what the timing is, you know what answer that you're expecting, you know what is the next step after that. That is literally overcoming your fear. Be in that state of that faith, right? You truly believe on who you are, what are you solving, and you know what kind of problems that you can solve that you are helping other people with this situation, with this solution. That is the true faith. Now, let me ask you this question. Do you have more fear on you, or do you have more faith on you? Okay. This faith and fear is everything that determines your question about this problem findings. Okay. So put in the chat. Do you want to have that fear, or do you want to have that faith? Put in the chat. Which one do you want to have? Put in the chat. Put in the chat. Put in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Right. If you're talking to me, I want to have the fear, then I don't know what are you doing right now, right? You already have the fear, right? So that's the thing. Okay. Here is one example, right? Remember who is this? Shakir, right? You can Google his name. He's pretty big in the online space. So he's owning the funnels.com domain. And he said, my biggest deals I've closed have come from doing outbound. I abounded Russell Brunson to buy a domain name from me for 1.3 million cash to sell to me, to myself, do more outbound, right? See that? Like this person have the faith that I know if I reaching out to this person, I'll make result. And then you know that you are the one who actually have full control upon it. That is faith. That is true faith. But fear, if you kind of like, should I ask this question? I don't know if is this the right question to ask, or should I just wait first? Or how can I reach out to this person? That is all fear. It's still hesitation, right? But how can you be sure? You know what you want to do. You're sure 100%. Even if you fail, you still have that faith. That is the homework that you need to work within inner self. You need to work within inner self. Okay? How can you do that? Practice it. Take more action. Take more action. Always have the rule of 100 questions, right? If you're asking 100 questions, that you might be sufficient enough, proficient enough to have mastery on that subject. But if you don't even ask questions, I don't know what you're doing. You're just pretending you're knowing, you're assuming things. And you see that just now? Assumption leads to failure, right? So don't assume things. Ask the assumption question. Ask the trust question. You need to ask that, okay? So that's secret number one. Secret number two is all about active listening and focus. Write it down. When the prospect says any words, okay? When prospect says any words, you need to have full awareness on what they say and how they say it. Write it down. When prospect says any words, you need to have full awareness of what they say and how they say it. Okay? I take example, very easy example. If you are doing your pitch and you say that, hey, would you be interested if you can get 15 more clients this month, blah, blah, blah. And the person says to you, yeah, maybe. I'll check that later. Will you still share the link with them? Will you still send the link to them? Yes or no? Put in the chat. Right? But here's the reality. A lot of you are sending the link. Because why? Because you're so desperate. Nobody's saying yes to me, right? And you're kind of trying, oh, maybe this is a yes, right? Yes, maybe, or this is a yes, right? You need to do active listening. When they say yes, maybe I'll do it later, right? When you're doing some outreach and they say to you like, yeah, I'm busy, call me later. They thought that you thought it's just like it's a yes, but you just can call later. It's not the case. They're just rejecting you and you just don't know it because you didn't have active listening and focus. If you can really give your attention to active listening and focus, you'll be able to find the problems easier. When they say something like, yeah, I've been doing my digital marketing agency for about 3 years. What do you notice on that? How can you ask the question? You need to break it down, those answer, and understanding what they say exactly, words by words. If they are saying in 3 years, something that has been going on that 3 years, is there any problem on the 3 years that have been doing it? They mentioned about digital marketing, what kind of things that they are solving in the 3 years, right? So that problem questions is leading somewhere. And you can only get that by active listening and focus. If you don't get their words, you always have challenge to dig that problem. So what you should do, I just give you an example. If someone says that, yeah, I've been doing digital marketing for 3 years, what can you ask after that to find the problems? Put in chat, put in chat. I want to see. If you are doing outreach, whether it's by calls, whether by DM, doesn't matter, is a sales conversation you have with someone, and the person says to you that, yeah, I've been doing digital marketing for 3 years. What a question you can ask to find their problems after that. Now, it requires active listening and focus. So I'll explain to you. Okay, explain to you. So when the person says, I've been doing digital marketing, so you need to know digital marketing, what exactly digital marketing is. Is that, are they doing ads? Are they doing all the marketing stuff, like all in one? Are they doing the social media marketing? Like, you need to know what they're exactly doing. That could be the question, right? The second thing is that 3 years is not a small amount of time. So you need to see something that is significant on their words. When they say something like 3 years, okay, what have been going on in their 3 years? Do they achieve success? Do they achieve failures? And you can ask that question. Now, here is one tips that I like to do when you are asking the question. You can ask the question like, thank you for sharing. I know you have been doing digital marketing, and 3 years is not a very short time. Have you been achieving success? You can ask that question, and what they will say, they'll say yes or no, right? Yeah, I've been achieving success, or no, I haven't, right? But that is too early, because you're asking that question that people will realize that you are kind of want to dig that pain. What you should do instead is that you can ask the opposite direction of that. So instead of you're telling them, have you been achieving success? You can ask the other way. And you can ask that, you must have been getting a lot of clients in the past 3 years, and you have been satisfied with what you have been achieving. That is called validation question. When you ask that validation question, there's a problem that will come up from that person, because the person will validate it. That is called assumption question, right? Leading to the validation. They will say yes and no. If they say yes, I've been getting a lot of clients right now, then what you can ask is that, oh, great, how many clients you have been getting? So you want to know. Don't just give up if they say they don't have the problem on this state. You search for another problem. You search for another findings. It's not mean that you are creating a problem out of you, but you are digging from out of them. So you need to ask the question that you can reveal what the problem looks like, right? That's how you ask the question. Now, what if they say, no, I haven't achieved any success yet, and I've been struggling to find clients. Now you know exactly that's the problem. And what after that we should ask is that, oh, what do you think that is stopping you to get the clients? You dig even deeper to that. Okay? That's how you do it, right? Getting to the problems by active listening and focus on the words that they are saying. And sometimes this from Chris Voss, right? You guys know this. And just repeat what they say. Repeat what they say. If they say, yeah, I haven't getting any clients in the past 3 years and I'm still kind of struggling with this. And you can say, oh, you still haven't get any clients in the past 3 years? You just repeat what they say. What happened is it will dig their pain. What will you feel if someone says that to you? It even scratch the wound to open up more bigger, right? Because you just amplify what they say with what you say. It's a validation, revalidation statement to them. That's how you can dig deeper with the problem. Okay, make sense? Is it clear? This is secret number 2, active listening and focus. Okay, write it down. Write it down. This is super important. Now, this is the secret number 3. And this is even more important. Asking the right questions at the right time, right? And how many of you have been asking the right question at the wrong time? Or maybe having you asking the wrong question at the right time? How many of you? Put in the chat. Are you asking wrong question at the right time? Or are you asking right question at the wrong time? Or are you asking wrong question at the wrong time? Which one are you? Which one are you? Which one are you? Tell me. Tell me. I'm asking a problem finding question to you guys right now, okay? You guys need to realize and be aware. I'm asking a problem finding questions to you all. And maybe some of you realizing it, some of you didn't, right? But you need to know, this is legit, by the way, guys. I'm not playing any tricks on you. This is legit. You need to know how to ask the right question at the right time. But if you not asking the right question at the right time, either one of this is wrong or is incorrect, that you will come across what? What the perception that the prospect will see you if any of this is not the right. Put in the chat. What is the prospect perceive you if you asking the wrong question at the wrong time, asking wrong question at the right time, or asking the right question at the wrong time? What the prospect will see you? Because they will see you as yeah, weird, right? Awkward and break the rapport, break the trust. What is the result? You lose the prospect. Now go back to that to that pyramid, right? You see that triangle, that pyramid? From top, that is people interested, they go down, maybe not interested, considering, and not interested, right? From interested become not interested because you asked the wrong question at the wrong time. If you're asking the right question at the right time, people at the bottom who are not interested, they might be interested. That's the power. That's fear versus faith, right? If you hesitate to ask the question, if you don't know what you should ask, that is the fear. And you might not knowing it. And you might feel that, yeah, I just don't know what to ask, right? But eventually, it is super important for you to realize it. Because if you don't, you will miss all the chance to nurture them. You miss all the chance to keep talking to them because they will see you as a weird person. They will see you as a salesperson that trying to close them, and they will go away from you. They will not talking to you anymore, and you lost the leads, right? And it costing you time and money, right? So I want to open up a little bit role play here. If any one of you, let me pick one of my guests here on the Zoom. How many of you who here want to role play? Raise your hand. If any one of you want to role play, raise your hand. Raise your hand right now. If any one of you want to role play. if you don't want to role play, then we can skip this. Skip this part. Any one of you want to role play, you need to be in the conducive environment, good microphone, and not in a bad situation to role play. Okay, who wants to role play? Who wants to role play? I can hear some of you have some heartbeat become faster and faster, become more nervous, and you're going to the fear situation right now, and you're not sure anymore if you want to role play because everyone is watching you. Am I right? Okay, let me pick someone. Chimli Sandoval, are you there? Let me ask you to unmute for a bit. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. It's not going to be hard. It's very easy. Okay, wants to role play. Chimli Sandoval? I have a bad mic. Okay, you try. You can unmute first and try if it's good. You can try a bit.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, it's good. It's good. It's not bad.
Is it not
It's not
bad?
bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. All right, let's do a little quick role play, okay? Little quick role play. So don't worry. Don't worry. I know I put you in the very surprise situation, but just relax. Just relax, okay?
Okay.
So I want you to play a quick scenario, okay? Play a quick scenario. Let's say you are reaching out to the SMMA. Okay, SMMA means the digital marketing agency, business owner, right? You are the salesperson. Okay, you're the closer. You're the salesperson. You are actually wanting to get appointment. Okay, want to get appointment with the social media marketing agency, and you want to ask some question to understand about the problem, the situation. Okay, and I just say to you that I have this digital marketing agency and I've been doing it for some time. So you want to ask some questions to let me understand and come into conclusion that I have a problem. Okay? So you want to guide me towards your question, so I have a problem. Okay?
So I'm the one who is asking questions. questions,
Correct.
Andres.
Yes. Yes. So you're the one who asking questions, right? And you want to understand. Let me bring you to the spotlight. So that's spotlight. Okay,
Oh,
good.
okay.
Welcome, Chimli. All right, Chimli. So I want you to play that role, right? Ask me some questions. Like, just relax. Just don't think this is a sales conversation. Don't think anything weird, but just ask a simple question about what my problem is, right? But you need to do it in the delicate way, so it's not probing. Like, I'm not guarded because of that question, right? Okay,
Okay.
ready? Okay. So,
I think I'm ready.
all right, that's good. That's good. All right, that's good. Hey, let's give some clap for Chimli. Okay, Chimli. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so you call me first, right? You do outreach to me, and you know that I'm a business owner that running some digital marketing agency, and you want to know my problem. Okay, that's it. I'll stop you after that. Okay.
After
All right,
that.
let's do it. Do it.
Yes. Is it? I will start.
Yeah, you start.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? So good day, Andres. I can see that you're in a marketing space. How long have you been
Yeah,
doing? Yeah,
yeah. I've been doing it for about 3 years now.
3 years now. So in 3 years' time, have you been into a tough situation like handling the uh client or the prospects? What is
Yeah,
the hard
I've
stage?
I've getting some clients here and there. Yeah, I've getting some clients.
So particularly, how many clients do you get like in a month?
Mm,
Hmm.
I get one probably in a month. It's not consistent. Some months I get one, some months I didn't get anything.
So what instances that stops you from getting more clients in a month? Like let's say the what
Oh,
have
that's
you
a good
been
question. Uh, I think I haven't get the right leads to talk to. A lot of people that have been talking to me, but you know, they just not the right people that I want to talk to. I'm not getting the right leads, basically.
so here's the deal. I have here like a webinar or a workshop that will um make you get more leads. So are you interested or somewhat is it okay for you?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's interesting. But maybe not now. Maybe, next year or, year after. I'm pretty busy this year.
Oh, okay, I get it. So anything you have been struggles to aside from getting leads?
No, nothing else. Everything is fine. Okay, pause the role play. All right, good. Well done, Chimli. Okay, give round of applause to Chimli Sandoval. All right, well done. You have been doing very well.
Thank you.
Okay, good, good, good. You're getting my problems. That's good, right? You're asking the right question, but you haven't get the right timing. Okay, you haven't get the right timing to pitch me. You're pitching too early. Okay, so
Too early.
how do you feel? So let's self-assess from yourself first, Chimli. How do you feel? Could be anything. Just tell me. How do you feel as
Uh,
the salesperson just now?
I feel like pressured to what he answered me because I think I can't uh lead her out him or her to his problems or I can't attain the problems what he is really saying. I can't
Yes.
answer
Yeah,
somewhat like that.
that's right. That's right. Anything else? What else?
And then maybe the how the conversation goes. It's not really leading to what I want.
Okay. Why is that? Why do you think it's not leading to what you want?
I think really it's the timing of the right questions to what should I ask?
Hmm.
Yeah, something
That's
like
right.
that.
That's right. So implementation. Did you ask the validation question just now?
I think I did. but
Okay, put in the chat. Put in the
nah,
chat. Did Chimli ask the validation question? Okay, put in the chat. You guys have been listening. Did Chimli ask validation question, assumption question, right? Okay, assumption question, it leads like something like this. Oh, so you have been doing this for 3 years. You must have been getting a lot of clients right now. Or it can be, so you've been doing for 3 years, so you must have been generating the money that you want right now, right? Did Chimli ask that question? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, haven't get it yet, right? Chimney, that's good, good point. But
yeah,
you get the problem. That's surface level problem. I call it surface level, but you haven't validated, right? So remember, from the secret number two is that active listening and focus. If you focus and listening just now, you'll be able to ask that validation question, which is, oh, you have been doing this for 3 years. You must have a lot of clients right now. And you ask how many clients you have been getting per month. And I was saying sometimes one, sometimes not, right? What you can get with that is that's the right time for you to ask what question. See my words. Okay, pay attention to what I say, right? Pay attention to what I say. Sometimes I've been getting one client in a month, and sometimes some months I didn't get anything. Okay, what did you get from that? What did you get from that?
I think uh, uh, getting clients is not that constant or
Yes, that's right.
uh,
Continue. That's right. Continue. You say getting clients is not consistent. That's right. Continue with that.
not consistent, and
And then what you can ask.
maybe um, what should you do or what should you do next time so that you can have more clients?
That's good. That's good. But that's leading to the solution, right? You're
Solution.
leading me to the solution. How can you lead me to open up more pains? You know that I am not consistent getting some clients from month to month, but how can you lead me towards bigger question, pain points?
Yes.
What kind of question? Think about that. Try that. Try that.
Uh,
So I repeat
what?
what I say, okay? I say
Okay.
some months I getting one client per month, and some months I didn't get anything from there. What
Mm,
question you should ask at that right time to make even more painful?
I think uh, mm,
You know, my problem, the
your
surface level is inconsistent, right? Inconsistent
inconsistency.
clients. Yeah.
Yes.
Then what can you ask to make it even more painful?
Uh, I will repeat what just he says. So you're getting only one or two or maybe none uh,
Yes,
in
good
every
job.
client
See that?
in one
That's a
month.
good question, right? You're validating it with just repeating. Just repeating.
Repeat,
Oh,
repeat what he says.
oh, Andrea, so you just get one client month and inconsistent the next month. Oh, okay. Is that right? Yes, right. So I validate it and it's painful for me, right? It's just repeating
Oh,
it. It's just make it more painful. That's one way. Another way you can go with is that you ask something that's called implication question. What is the implication? What is the implication if I don't get consistent clients? What is the implication? Tell me. If I'm running the digital marketing agency as a business and I don't get consistent clients, sometimes yes, sometimes no, what is the implication for me? What is the effect for my business?
so it's a negative effect on your business. I think.
Yes, but you
Um,
can go with the other direction. I told you just now, right? Instead of just like asking, oh, what is the implication, Chimli, if you don't get consistent clients? You can ask that question, but it's too obvious, right? That I want to dig the pain. So instead, you can go other direction and says that, oh, okay, Chimli. So you mentioned to me that sometimes you get clients, sometimes not. So it's a little bit inconsistent. It's not that bad, isn't it? So you ask the opposite direction and you ask, it's not that bad, isn't it? What is the effect of that? It's not that bad. It couldn't affecting anything in the business, right? And what I will
yes,
do, I will validate
yes or no, sir.
with yes or no, right? And I will say, no, it is bad actually because I don't have consistent clients. Or I can say, Yeah, it's not that bad because one client is actually giving me quite good income for the next month. Now you know it's not a problem. Now you can ask another problem question from there, right? Make sense? Is this clear?
Makes sense.
All right, good.
Super
Give round of
clear.
applause from Chimli. All right, good, good, good. Super clear. Good. Okay. Thank you, Chimli. I'll put
Thank
you
you,
back
Andres.
to your seat. I'll remove the spotlight and put you in mute. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Chimli, for the quick role play on that. We can dig deeper, but because of the time, I need to go for the next meeting. So I just want to recap. Okay. Recap. What are the 3 secrets that you got today? It's just a simple secrets you can follow. By following this, you can get to dig deeper into your pain points of your prospect. What are the 3 secrets? Put in chat. What are the 3 secrets? Put in chat. What are the 3 secrets? I'll go back to my slides. Okay. Secrets number 1. Everything starts within you. You need to be able to overcome your belief, your mindset, your trust, that fear or faith that you want to follow. Are you going to trust the process? Are you going to trust the learning? You're going to trust the knowledge, the question that you want to ask? Or are you going to hesitate, unsure, disbelief? That all starts from you. Okay. But if you not overcoming you, you will not be able to ask the right question at the right time. You will not be able to find the problems or pain points because you're afraid to ask that question, because you hesitate to ask the question, because you disbelieve on yourself. Okay. What is secret number 2? It is active listening and focus. You need to listen from my words, everything that I say, and how that I say it. It makes a huge difference on what question you can ask next, right? And secret number 3 is about asking the right question at the right time. So regarding this, guys, I want to invite all of you as the next step, right? The next step is I want to invite you guys to a live workshop where I want to dig deeper of this. Because of the time right now, I cannot, like just now, Chimli has been doing a good job as asking me question, but there are a lot of room improvement. How can you ask validation question, intentional question, reverse direction question, right? How can you validate all what I say, and how can you ask open-ended question? How you can ask close-ended question? All type of question that you can ask in your sales conversation. There is a truth behind it. I want to share my experience within 8 years of leading some sales team and doing it myself, more than hundreds of calls, thousands of calls that I've been doing with the outreach. How can I get the problems and pain points from question that I do? And I have been preparing this quite good workshop for you guys so you can ask the right question at the right time, so you can pinch, you can understand where the direction of your sales conversation, how can you lead the conversation to close. Because how many of you here, just tell me truthfully, with the faith, right? Tell me with the faith, how many of you here have been asking the right question at the wrong time, or you have been asking the wrong question at the right time, or have been asking the wrong question at the wrong time? Tell me. If you are there, type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat. I want to conduct the workshop that is going to solve that problem once and forever by understanding how you can ask the right question at the right time. Okay. If you know how to ask the right question at the right time, there's a formula to it. There's some experience that I want to share with you. How can you do it without hesitation? How can you know what kind of things that you can ask as the next question? Because there might be 1,000 possible questions, but what is the right one at the right time? It's hard to find. Doesn't mean it's only one, but there could be some possibilities that you can ask, right? But what would be the best? What could be the right question that you can ask to dig deeper into the pain points? What can you do so you can get the right things? Okay. So if you want to enter, you want to attend this upcoming workshop, I want to conduct this workshop for you guys. It's about all about implementation. Session is all about workshop. It's not about only knowledge theory. We will do a lot of role plays. We'll do a lot of Q&As from here. It is not free. Okay, it's paid. It's $97, but I want to cut the price to $37. For all of you that attending this workshop, if you watching this, you can attend it for $37 instead of $97. Okay, let me drop you guys the link so you guys can go into it and make sure that you can attend it, because it's going to be the first time I'm going to reveal this. How can you ask the right question at the right time without hesitation? Okay. So I'm going to put this link So my team that is on the Zoom, that is behind the screen, can you please post this on Facebook? Can you post this? You can post with your link, right? You don't have to follow my link. You have your own link. You can post it on your Facebook. You can talk with your prospect, and you can talk with all of your team. You can talk with people that watching this right now, right? I want to invite you to attend this workshop, how you can ask the right question at the right time, only for $37 instead of $97. I'll post it in my group so you guys can register for this. And I don't want you to miss this because it's going to be very, very powerful. If you just seen just now of what this workshop about, is going to give you the guidance. How can you ask the right question at the right time? If you know like NEPQ, like all the sales mentorship stuff, it's all have their knowledge, right? It's totally fine. But I'm going to talk with you in the more simplest way. From my experience, how can you ask this kind of questions? Okay. And you know, if you can do this, what is the implication? If you can ask the right question at the right time, what you can get? Put in chat. If you can ask the right question at the right time, what can you get? What is the result from it? You will get the appointments, or you can close the deals. You get the money, right? That's the result. If you can close more deals, okay? So put yes in the chat right now. Put yes in the chat if you want to get the link. I'm going to share it on my Facebook because I'm on Zoom right now. I cannot drop it. But some of my team that you have been talking to, that they can drop the link for you, invite you to this workshop. And I want you to invite to attend this workshop because it's so powerful. It's going to be a live workshop. And more importantly, I already prepared something very special to you. If you attend the workshop, okay, you also will get something that's called revealing pain points document. Okay. And this another $17 if you attended the workshop, and you can get this. All is very packed with all the list of questions that you can ask your prospect to get more into the pain problem questions, right? And you can get all of this. Is like 18 pages, and you can get this document for another $17 only if you attending the workshop. Okay. So I'll put you an invitation on this. You get this. Plus, I want to give you another bonus is that you also will get one of my courses about how to find opportunities. Okay. It's called Opportunities Masterclass. You get access for it for free. It's a lifetime access. And you also will get the recording for free. Okay. Once you register for the workshop. So with that being said, I want to invite you to this. I'll drop the link so you guys will not miss it. I'll adjust the date because the date of the workshop itself, I'll make some update. So to make you guys know and prepare and ready, and you guys can see the updates on the Facebook group. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, join my Facebook group, DM me, reach out to me so I can send you the link, and I'll